Hi, welcome everyone. This is Patty Bennett. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we are going to be chatting about the new Stampin' Up! Catalog that just went live last week. And if you're watching live, welcome. Today is Friday, May 16th. It is on Facebook. If you're watching a replay, you might be on YouTube or my blog or even a Facebook replay. So welcome, whether you're watching live or a replay. Today we are going to be talking about the catalog. I'm going to go through it with you, give you my thoughts, and also show you how I organize with tabs and how I color coded them this year, because even though I love this catalog, I had a little bit of trouble kind of wrapping my brain around the fact that there were certain products that were shown several times, and I was totally just getting lost. So I came up with a system that has helped me, and if it helps you, fabulous, and maybe you've come up with something else that you like better. But that's what we're going to be talking about today. I've got new products to share if you want to see them, and yeah, just some other, I have like little piles. I'm looking over here, other things we're going to talk about as well. We're also going to talk about how the products in the online exclusive release for May 2025 tie in with the new catalog, because it's very interesting how they've arranged or organized this year. And so I just wanted to go through all of it with you so that you maybe can have a better understanding. And if you have questions, of course, I'll be hanging out and we'll be chatting. So let me just give everyone about 30 more seconds to find the live. Sorry, I was just looking at my phone. My son was texting me and I was just reading it to make sure it wasn't an emergency or anything. It's not. So hello, Mary Ellen and Jackie, Faith, Kelly, and Tracy. Hello, everybody. I'm so happy that you're here. If you're joining live, 10 a.m. Pacific time, Friday, May 16th, please say hi in the live chat so that I know that you're here. And then if you're watching a replay, I'll try to go back and catch your questions. I just realized my little secret stash of Post-it notes here that I keep next to me was in the photo, or in the frame. So let me just move that. Hi, Lena. Welcome. From Canada. Welcome. So glad that you're here. Hi, Tina. Welcome. And Tina is about as local as you can get. We're only a few miles apart, so that's fun. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Susan. Hello, Polly, Debbie. Hello, everybody. Hi, Lori. So we are going to go ahead and get started because I think we are just a little bit past the top of the hour. So if you missed the beginning, hello, greetings, welcome. This is Patty Bennett. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I have been blogging for about 18 or 19 years at pattystamps.com. And in just a month and 6 days, I will be celebrating 30 years as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So we are going to have to do some celebrating in June, most definitely. If you need catalogs, or you need to shop, or you want to sign up for my newsletter, or any of those things, you can find all of the links at pattystamps.com. So I love being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I mean, you can tell 30 years is a long time for anybody to do anything, right? So you can tell that I love to be a demonstrator. I love to create, and I love to share my projects with you. And of course, without the Stampin' Up! Catalog and without the products in here and the online products, I wouldn't have anything to share with you. So I use this catalog multiple times a day to look for things, to get inspiration, to find information about the products. And then I've also been referring to my online exclusive brochure as well as the online store. So I thought I'd give you a little overview of this new catalog that just started last week on May 6th, and then show you how they have incorporated online exclusives with the catalog and how I organized it with these tabs. So if you're joining in, I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me. Thank you so much. Hi, Mickey. Hi, Debbie, Joan, Michelle, Liz. Hey, everybody just jumped in all at once. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're all here. So every year, what I like to do is I use these Post-it tabs. Let me show you. This is what the particular package looks like that I purchased this year. Some years I buy the tabs that are already colored. This year I bought the plain white ones and I colored them with my Stampin' Blend. So you can see that some of them have color. I wanted to color code different subjects, and I thought the easiest way was just buy white tabs and then do my own color coding, because usually what happens is I'll buy a package that has, let's see, in fact, I can even show you here. See, from last year, I found these cute polka dot ones on sale, and so I bought these polka dot tabs, and they were like 3 or 4 different colors, and so I have all these different colors, and that was fine. You know, you can do that, but then I tend to run out of a particular color. So I thought, okay, if I just buy the white tabs, I can color code them. So I'll show you how I did that. And you can find these, you know, at any office supply type store. I do have them on my Amazon store, and I will be sure to link to that in tomorrow's post, May 17th, that has more information about what we went over today, if you need them. I do suggest a Sharpie or any type of permanent marker, and a new one with a more of a fine point, you know, not a point that's worn down, is better, at least for me, in writing on these, because some of these labels get pretty long, and so I want as fine of a point as I can get. So let's see, I don't even know where to start here. Okay, so first of all, if you got a catalog from me, you probably noticed this sticker on the front, and it says, "Find so much more online. New products added every other month," and you can find them at pattystamps.com/online exclusives. So that link goes straight to online exclusives. So what does that mean? That means these are products that are not in the catalog, and they are kind of a limited time release. So this is the document I've been sharing with you. I think it's 8 pages. Oh, 5. Oh, excuse me, not 8. It's 5 pages. And these are products that were released the same day as this catalog was released. And some of them coordinate back to a product in the catalog. Some of them don't. So as we go through, you'll notice this paper is in the catalog, but these other items are not. So you will only find them in the online store. And you can download this from my newsletter or from my blog. And then this whole selection, this suite, Floral Impressions, we used this last week in here's one of the cards that I showed you last week. This entire thing is exclusive to online. So you will not find these products in the catalog, which, by the way, these Strawberry Slush, can I just show you? If you haven't seen these, if you love the returning color Strawberry Slush, you are seriously going to want to get these. I have gone through an entire sheet. I have to show you. This is all that's left of one whole sheet of my first pack. So now I'm on pack number 2. These are my favorites. So if you don't have those and you love Strawberry Slush, you need those. Totally. And then there are several bundles not shown in the catalog. We've talked about the sailing bundle. I did a video for that. I think I posted it last week on the 7th, I believe. And then let's see, coming up, I have this paper tags bundle on a project. There's the piggy and the popcorn, this great scenic adventure bundle. I've been using these sentimental framing dies a lot. You've seen me use those. The jar. Oh, you know what? I may show you a sneak peek that's coming up for one of my cruise projects, but I have shared some projects already with the jar. That's adorable. And then there's just some standalone stamp sets, some additional foil paper, shaker elements, a dome, and then you'll find the markers in online exclusives this year. They're not in the catalog. So just be sure that you are checking out the online store and not just looking at the catalog. For those of you that have been around, you know, years and decades with me, you know that for so long, this catalog was it was it. That was it. If it wasn't in the catalog, we didn't carry it. And several years ago, they started introducing online exclusives. So now it's to your benefit to look in the online store in addition to inside your catalog. Hi, everybody. Oh, Brenda was asking, no, we did not go to Disney. We did the cash out option, and I am here working on projects for my upcoming crafting cruise this week. So I've made lots of headway in that. So no, I am here. Thanks for checking on that, Brenda. That's sweet of you. Okay, so this catalog starts out kind of the same as several of the catalogs in past years, with the table of contents and some kind of splashy ads, reasons to craft, cute, cute things that you just might want to look over. And then it jumps into kits. And so my first tab up here says kits. And some of my tabs, if the word was not long, or the subject, the category, whatever you want to call it, so I just have a scrap of cardstock here. I stuck my tab to cardstock. Don't stick it in here because it's really, really, really going to stick. So I just wrote kits, and then I grabbed some scissors and I cut this in half, or, round about half. And I saved this for another one that was short, and I can see what I did. It's right there with memories and more. So I can go ahead and just put M&M so that that's ready for my memories and more tab. So then what I do with my catalog, and I need one for upstairs and one for downstairs. So some of these I'm going to go ahead and do with you so that you can see how I did this. I wrote it upside down. Was anyone else yelling at me? How many people were yelling at me? Okay, let's try that again. So kits and M&M. All right. Okay, well, that's a good start. So I guess it's good that you're watching me first and you're not doing what I just did. So we're going to throw those two away. Okay, so kits, that's going to go right up here at the top. And then we have 4 scrapbooking kits. This is so gorgeous. This is called Memories in Bloom. And further back in the catalog, you're going to notice that there's an entire 7 pages dedicated to this suite. But the scrapbooking workshop kit is only on this page. So this is what was throwing me when I first got this catalog. So I flipped to this page, okay, and I see that we have this Memories in Bloom, but then I also noticed back here, here's Memories in Bloom with a different pack with stickers, an option to get stickers. Okay, so that's another place that it's in the catalog. And then where is, hang on, there is another Memories in Bloom. Oh, here, no, we're on that page. Florals in Bloom. Okay, so then there's this 7 pages of the same suite. So it's 3 times in the catalog, and that's what was throwing me right off the bat. And I was like, how do I organize this? What am I going to do? So I decided that if it was considered a scrapbooking product, like the workshop kits or the paper with the stickers or something like that, I was going to color code with blue. So do you see how this sticker has, or this tab has blue? So what I did was I took one of the tabs. Let me grab a clean scrap because I think this is gonna, oh dear, hang on one second. I have cruise stuff everywhere. And And I just have stuff and stuff and stuff everywhere. Okay, so I stuck my tab to my scrap. And then I used Misty Moonlight. And I used the broad end. And I just drew across the bottom. And then I wrote, well, or the top. Okay, and I'm remembering. Look, I remembered. So scrapbook kits. Okay, so scrapbook kits. So I decided that if it had to do with scrapbooking, I was going to give it a blue designation. Let's say that. So here, so then the how I know where to put it, I don't know, that didn't come out right, is, okay, so I let that page with the kits one close, and I just come in here and I line it up right where it's going to be, and then I stick it down. So now I can see kits, and then I can see scrapbooking kits. Okay, so these are going to be my subjects across the top. So I have kits, scrapbooking kits, and then I have ephemera, memories and more. I have the spots. The only reason I gave that some attention this year was because of the issue with the cloud cover. And I knew I was going to be referring to this page a lot with people asking about the cloud cover. So I gave that its own little category, even though it's like kind of not really a category, but I just knew I'd be referring to it a lot. And then the next category is bundles. And then my only other category was color families. So those are the things I have across the top. Everything else goes down the side. And what that is like individual products. So in the scrapbooking kit section, there are 4 pages. So we have the floral one that we just looked at. We have the Turtley Sweet or Turtley Cute. It's called both things in this catalog. We have the Weekend Adventure. And we have Celebrate Together. So since they are scrapbooking kits, they all got the blue border on my tab. So you see that? The blue border up here says scrapbooking kits. And then there were 4 tabs right in a row with the blue border. Those are scrapbooking kits. So that let me know that that was in the scrapbooking section. Although, I just have to tell you, all of this can be used in 3D projects, in a framed collage, in cards, in anything you want. You don't have to use this for scrapbooking. So part of me even hesitates to say this is the scrapbooking section, because you can use these paper crafting products for anything, right? Like absolutely anything. Okay, so hang on, lost my train of thought. I was going to say something and it like just went out. Oh, I know. Okay. So what I wanted to show you with this, oh, here it is. This scrapbooking workshop kit, it's called Celebrate Together. It goes with this suite in online exclusives. So the whole celebratory SIPs suite, or the bundle, the stamp set, the dies, the paper, the Glass and Gardens embossing folder, the holographic resin dots, and the gold ribbon, all of this goes with this, but this is not in the catalog anywhere. So, like, just so I know, what I've decided to do is I'm going to write OE right here. That's going to indicate to me that I need to go look at my online exclusive brochure or the tab in the online store, and I am going to see the rest of the products that coordinate with this, because these aren't in the catalog, and yet these are so fabulous. And these will be limited time. Anything in online exclusives is while supplies last. Things in the catalog, for the most part, are available for a year. Now, I know I've said a lot. I know that's a lot of words. If you have questions, type them in. This took me since the middle of March when I got this catalog at the Stampin' Up! On stage in March in Raleigh. It has taken me all the way until now, well, this past week when I got this ready, to wrap my brain around how I wanted to organize this and how in the world am I going to find things that are in multiple places. So if this feels like a lot of information, feel free to like pause. If you're watching a replay, rewind it, watch it again, ask questions, do whatever you need to help you to, if this helps you. I mean, this helped me. I hope it helps you. So scrapbooking kits, we labeled the 4 scrapbooking kits. So then next up is the ephemera section. And that has new, and by the way, did you notice? Oh, so happy. Look, they brought back the little pink N. Well, the N is white, but the little pink or strawberry slush rectangle. They used to do this in all the catalogs if it was new, and last year they stopped and everybody was like, how do I know if it's new? Haha. So they did it because there was thousands of us saying, I need the little N. So new ephemera packs that have all these cute little pre-colored die cut pieces, new cards that have stripes and dots, new tags, they are the same tags. Wait, are these the same tags? Please hold. These are not the same tags. I'm just looking. I was thinking these are the same tags, and they're not. So I take that back. So there are 2 sets of tags. I showed you these last week when we talked about this suite. These are a different set of tags. So just FYI, okay? Just FYI. And then there are red and blue cards and envelopes. So all of this is new, and then this is returning the great greetings that go with all these fun cards. So they have, oh, I guess it's on these pages, sorry. They have ideas of how you can mix and match. I mean, fabulous. These are so much fun. I love these. Hang on, I just need to write myself a note. Okay, sorry. Does your brain ever like go in 500 directions at once? And if you don't write it down, you're going to miss out, right? So, okay, I had to write myself a note. Anyway, ideas for mixing and matching all these cute ephemera die cut pieces. And this year, in addition to the card and tag sketches, look, scrapbook template sketches. So that's kind of fun that they have included those this year. There is more ephemera here. So these are returning from previous catalogs or previous releases. So you've probably already seen those. Maybe you have them. And then my next tab is M&M for memories and more. And we have a journaling pen, which I just noticed that this is new. Hang on, need to write myself another note. I missed that. I need to order that. I did not see that before, that it was new. Because we had an older one. Now we have a new one. Ta-da! Okay. See, isn't this great? I'm learning myself. The note cards, the 6x8 album, the 6x8 pages, and the memories and more cards, all on this page. So if you like to do the pocket scrapbooking or use these on cards, you can do that. Talked briefly about the spots. Let me take a minute. I'm going to grab my spot and I'm going to show you. So I have blogged about this, but let me go ahead and just speak to this real quickly about the cloud cover issue. If you haven't read my blog post or seen my newsletter, or if you just haven't seen the information, I just want to show you that the cloud cover full-sized ink pad had an issue this year. You might have heard about this. Our full-size ink pad, so if you're not familiar, this is what the full-size pad looks like. This is foam, and it's saturated with ink. The ink in Cloud Cover, that color, reacted strangely with the foam, and the color was not true. Or in some pads, it could have been the true color. In some pads, it's not. So what they discovered was in these little felt spots, which you can get a set that's pre-inked, 2 different sets that are pre-inked. You can also get the blank spots. If you went ahead and you inked one of the blank ones with the reinker, or you purchased this, these are felt. The ink did not react badly with the felt. So I just inked mine and I smashed it on here just so you could see. So there is the beautiful Cloud Cover color that you get when you use the ink refill on a blank spot, or you purchase it. You're going to get the true color. And here are some other examples: the cardstock, the blends, the ribbon, the dots, and the designer paper. So that is our Cloud Cover color, and you are probably going to want to purchase either the empty spots or this pack and create your ink pad in quotes that way, because they are not selling the actual ink pad to customers. So just wanted to go over that with you. Okay, and then we have several greeting sets. The note cards are shown here that we've had for a long time. We have a new darling circle set and a new sized circle punch. This circle punch is not available yet. There's a hold up with it. It's 1 7/8 of an inch. And I just have to tell you, if you have the 2-inch punch, just use the 2-inch punch with this set. I really don't think that anybody's going to notice a 1/16 of an inch all the way around as something bad. So just use your 2-inch punch with this. If you can't, depending on when you're watching this, if this is not available in the 1 7/8, just use your 2-inch punch. Greeting sets all together. I like this, that the greetings are all kind of here in a row. Not all, but a grouping of them. I like that. Okay, then here's what I decided to do, is that the sweets were going to be color-coded. I think I used Petunia Pop. Pretty sure that's what this is. You can use whatever color you want. So I have sweets with Petunia Pop. So we have Florals in Bloom, which we talked about a few minutes ago. 7 pages here of Florals in Bloom ideas and products. Our next suite that I put on a tab is Turtley Cute. So it also, if you remember, here's Turtley Cute, but they call it Turtley Sweet. I don't know why, but they do. Turtley Sweet, Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. Now we have the Turtley Cute Suite, the whole suite. Okay, so again, I had to wrap my brain around this. This took weeks for me to just get this in my head. So you have the products that go with that. And then I did a tab for Beautiful Gallery. So another suite, Petunia Pop. This is helping my brain. So if I know I'm looking for a suite, I can look for the Petunia Pop tabs. If I am looking for scrapbooking, I know I'm looking for blue. So far so good. You with me? Does this make sense? So this gorgeous suite, I've been working with this. Love this. It's so amazing. So beautiful. And then the next suite is the Kintsugi, and this is the beautiful Japanese art of mending broken pottery with gold. So you can read about that. It's there's some details over here about that and ideas for using the various pieces in this suite. It is beautiful. And if you want to use the vases and the flower in a different way, you can color that with any colors, or you can go with the beautiful blues in that paper. The next suite is Boho Vibes. So I did another tab with Petunia Pop for the new suite here, Boho Vibes. And those are really cute rainbows and these fun boho, I would say like bohemian kind of colors. That's what it reminds me of anyway. And then our next, I'm going to call this going back to the scrapbooking. That's why I did it in blue. Memories in Bloom. You'll remember that we had, so up here in the blue, we had Memories in Bloom, the entire scrapbooking workshop kit, which comes with the paper, the patterned paper, the two-tone cardstock, the stickers and the die cuts, the whole thing. But now we have another scrapbooking, right? It says up here, scrapbooking from scratch. So if you don't want the whole kit, you can buy individual parts. So you could get the paper with the stickers. You could get the assortment of the two-tone cardstock. And here's a stamp set that's in addition to what we saw in that first section. Okay. Are you seeing why this kind of took me a while to wrap my brain around all of this? I don't know. I hope this is helping more than it's confusing you. And then, oh yes, remember, we've seen turtles twice already. Here's a third spot with turtles. So I have another turtle tab. Again, scrapbooking from scratch. If you want to get the patterned paper with the sticker sheet, if you just want the assortment of two-tone, and if you would like the stamp set, these are all available as separate items. You could add them on to the entire workshop kit. You could start just with this. You can use this for cards. Like, the possibilities are endless with all the mix and match. But it was throwing me the first time I looked through here, and I'm like, wait, I've seen turtles before. Wait, I've seen turtles twice before. So I think you're getting the picture, right? So now we have another scrapbooking from scratch selection. You remember the paper we talked about. You can get this paper here with the sticker sheet, or remember, you can get just the paper over here as an online exclusive. So if you want to save, let's see, this is $12.50 and this is $17. So if you want to save some money and not get the sticker sheet, you can get just the paper. Okay, just saying, just pointing it out. Your two-tone cardstock and an adorable stamp set. And I think this is really cute. This is a good one for scrapbooking. And then Weekend Adventures. You might have remembered this from the scrapbooking section in the front. This is a fun one with the paper and the sticker sheet. Again, the two-tone cardstock and another stamp set. So if you want to get any of those parts individually, so I've got my Weekend Adventures tab in blue. And then my last scrapbooking tab here is I put flaps and albums. So the flip flaps are here. You might remember some of the projects I've shared with flip flaps. Adorable. They're fun on cards, great on scrapbook pages. They are just a super cool product. You have the full-size 12 by 12 memory protectors, and you have the choice of 2 albums. So either the post style or the D-ring. So that concludes any of the scrapbooking kits or scrapbooking from scratch. Now this page, I love this page. I noticed this immediately when I started going through the catalog, and this one is the two-tone cardstock. So I have that labeled with just, I didn't color code it. It's just two-tone cardstock. You'll see I wrote rainbow. Did you notice this is in rainbow order? So if you saw my post yesterday, where I shared my rainbow order of cardstock for this year, which includes the new in colors. I took out the retiring in colors. And I shared my rainbow order of my ink pads and blends. It's just this list right here. So I didn't make it up. I didn't have to think too hard. And this year I went exactly with this list. Last year, if you remember my quandary about wild wheat, I did not care for where it was. Let's see, where, I think it was last year in here, the color wheel. Yes, where they put colored wheat, wild wheat in the rainbow order. I just didn't like it. To my eye, this needed to come out, and it needed to go with neutrals like crumb cake, pecan pie, early espresso. I didn't like it here. So in my rainbow order of cardstock and ink pads last year, I didn't put wild wheat in here. I had it separate with my neutrals. I have my neutrals. They're actually over here. I guess I cut that off, but I don't have the neutrals in with my colors. I just have black, gray, and the basic beige right here just to take up space in this holder. But anyway, I know you all love this each year, the cardstock and my ink pads and Stampin' Blends. So that was on pattystamps.com yesterday, which was May 15th. I think it was yesterday. Pretty sure it was yesterday. But I just took the order right here. So if you're looking for inspiration of rainbow order, that's where you're going to find it. I didn't bother to type those. I just referred everybody to page 77. And there are free downloads of all the labels in my blog post if you want to label cardstock or anything else. If you want to label, you know, I label all of my blending brushes. I used the labels for that. Whatever you want to use them for, you can use that free download. And hang on, there was one more thing I was just going to say about that, and it just went right out of my brain. Let me read some comments and maybe I'll think of what that was. Thank you, Jackie. I'm glad this was helpful. Yes, Susan, I was so glad to see the N come back. So glad. Yes, love the N, Debbie. Yes, they do listen to our feedback, Lori. Absolutely. Oh, good, Debbie. I'm glad that the scrapbooking templates were new for you. Thank you. Yes, Tammy, exactly. Yeah, fun. Tammy said that my my little test of the ink spot, she said that would be a fun background. You can do a lot of things with ink spots. There's a lot of techniques, and that would make an absolutely great background. So fun. Oh, good, Judy. I'm glad it's helping. Thank you, Holly. I'm glad it's helping. Yes, much better than last year's catalog, but this year I still just needed to wrap my brain around it. I just was having, it was almost like flashbacks when I kept seeing the turtles pop up. I was like, wait, I just saw the turtles. Why are the turtles in here again? So anyway, okay, next subject up here is bundles. And so I decided that anything that was a bundle that I wanted to remember the page for, I was going to color code with red, or it's actually Poppy Parade. Again, use whatever colors work for you. Use whatever subjects work for you. This is what worked for me. So bundles, the notes and totes, I have this. I can't wait to play with it. I have not played with the dies yet. I've used the set. I absolutely love this. And I wanted to have a note here so that I could find it easily. So notes and totes got its own tab. And then Coneflower and Safari got a tab because these are new bundles that I love. I can't wait to play with both of them. They're so fun. So cool. This is really an interesting die, the way that you can layer it in several different ways. So I'm excited about that. That got its own tab. And then this new washi tape. Oh my gosh, if you haven't seen this, it's beautiful. It alternates between, I guess it's only on here. It's a little hard to see, but one section will have the pinks And then the next section has the purples. So as you roll it out, you're going to get an entire section with the purpley flowers, and the next section will have the pink flowers. And then it alternates. And it's, I think, is it 10 feet? Where is, I thought it said, maybe, hang on, maybe it says it on the package. Somehow I was thinking it's 10 feet. Oh, okay. So it must be in the online store. Anyway, yeah, this is fun. You can die cut it. You can use it just as washi tape. There's also a coordinating stamp set, and it also goes with the dies. So lots of fun mix and match possibilities. But I had to give that its own tab because that's going to be something I use a lot. Another thing that got its own bundle tab is the alphabet and the banners. This is so amazing. These are nice and large. They are just a 1/16 of an inch less than 3 inches. These dies, fabulous, so much fun. I can't wait to dive into this. I will be using those soon. And then I didn't give any of these a tab just because, I don't know, I didn't really know what to call them. I guess I could say kids. I guess I could have made a tab for kids, but I did not. I did put one for background stamps. These are 2 large background stamps. Let me just show you these real quick. They just came yesterday. Uh-oh. I don't know. You know what? I might not have ordered this one yet. I think I might have been waiting for closer to Christmas. But these 2 backgrounds are separate pieces. So do you see that those are 4 separate pieces? This one is 4 separate pieces. So you could either put it all on a block together and have like this really amazing background, or if you just want stripes, you just want polka dots, whatever, you can make separate pieces with that. So that's kind of a fun stamp. And then this one is also 4 separate pieces: the greeting, the wreath, the top, and the bottom. It's 4 separate pieces. So that's really kind of fun and different. I like that we have that option. These great new sets, I didn't give them a tab, just, I don't know why, I just didn't feel I needed to. And then this one, I love this. So happy to be looking forward to using this. This whole background is just beautiful. You can color it, or you could stamp it over a background paper. This is that beautiful gallery paper. So lots of things you could do with that one. Then we have, I put returning. These are bundles or stamp sets that are returning products. So if you are looking for some of your favorites from before, that's where they start, around page 100 here. And then I did a tab for tools. This actually could have been at the top, I think. Maybe that could have been at the top. But anyway, I kept going on the side. So all of your basic crafting tools. And then, yay, Stampin' Up! Thank you for listening. Punches got its own page. But again, you'll find more in the online store. So don't forget, you can, if you haven't watched my video that I shared a couple months ago about tips for ordering in the online store, you can use the search bar up at the top and just type in punches, or you can go to the menu on the left and navigate to the punch page. You'll find more punches than this. So just FYI. And same thing with the dies. You might look at this and say, that's all the dies that we have? No, there are lots and lots of dies sprinkled throughout the catalog. They are also in the online store, so don't forget that. But I do love that they put the 3 alphabets and the 3 basic shapes that we tend to use the most right here. So I do love that. It's going to be a handy reference. Yay for embossing folders on the same page. Ta-da! And they did note the new ones, the joined together, the turtle, and the damask are the new ones. And then again, lots more in the online store. So don't forget, online exclusives in the online store. Oh, thank you so much. 10 yards. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, so Shan was asking, how do you use it? So Stampin' Up, Shan, actually, since you're a demonstrator in my group, be sure to watch the video that Natalie White shared in our group. She showed how to use it, and you can put it either on a window sheet or vellum or cardstock, and then die cut it if you wish. Yeah. Oh, yes, Susan. It does kind of remind me of the wheels. You're right. That 4-part background stamp. You're right. You are right. Okay, then I did a tab for blocks. It also has the Stampin' Mist Cleaner and the chamois are also found on this page if you're looking for those. And then all the adhesives, I think Stampin' Up! Did this last year. I'm pretty sure we did have adhesives together, which I find really, really helpful rather than sprinkled throughout the catalog. And then we have several pages for either specialty paper or DSP. I just labeled it DSP, Designer Series paper, because that's what I think of all the paper as. So metallics, foils, watercolor paper, window sheets, wood texture, all together here. And then we have our specialty and designer papers, both 12 by 12 and 6 by 6. So you'll recognize a lot of these as going with some of the new suites. We do have several returning favorites. I'm so glad this returned because Country Woods, I feel like, is just one of those things that is so fabulous for anything, any neutral background, or if you're like, oh, this project needs a little something, something, but I don't know what, grab your Country Woods paper. And then, let's see, I think this whole, yes, all of this is 6 by 6. And this is returning. This is new. The boho was one of the online, or was it in the January mini or an online exclusive? One of the two, but it's now in the catalog. Very glad about that. And then you have the patterns. I showed these in one of the blog posts recently, but let me just show you, just in case you're wondering about the patterns. So this happens to be last year's in colors. So Petunia Pop, leaves and stripes. So leaves and stripes in all the colors, leaves and stripes, leaves and stripes, leaves and stripes. And then you have florals and sort of a fun distressed watercolor stipply type of background. So then you have that in all the colors. So that is what the patterns in the 6 by 6 color family paper look like this year. So you have the 2 sets of in colors plus the 4 color families. So those are all wonderful to have in your stash. And then we just have, I put envelopes because I'm always looking for the envelope page. So it shows you the 3 different options for purchasing envelopes. Some have the note cards and some, this one is just the envelopes. And then I love this page, embellishments. And I just pulled out the new ones. Strawberry Slush, of course, is not in the catalog, but we went over that in the beginning. The pressed flower motifs, those are fun. Those are new. And I'll show you. I was kind of getting confused. I was sort of thinking that this was the same thing, but this isn't. This is 2 different packs. So this one is more of the antique brass. This is the bright gold, but they are very similar in pattern and size, but a different finish. So those are both in the catalog. And then you have the in color flat pearls in the new colors and the returning colors. These are awesome. I am on package number 3 of this already and love them. And then the muted palette dots, these come in 2 sizes in 4 colors. Those are new, as well as the hexagons. And don't ask me why I started over here and over here and over here and over here. I don't know. Usually I always start at one side, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Just saying, like, that was weird that I did that. But anyway, love these. Been using those a lot. So those are the new embellishments in this 2-page spread. And then ribbons. Let me just grab one. Well, here's the 5 in colors. I don't know if I actually showed these on a video yet. These are the 5 new in colors, and they are called faux linen. They are, I'm going to say, just a tad bit stiffer than I would love. But you can always take your bone folder, and you know how you, I used to always love to make curled ribbon for Christmas packages. So if you do that, it's not going to curl it, but it takes some of the stiffness out of it a little bit, and it makes it just a touch more pliable. So if you are like me and you're like, oh, this is maybe just a tiny bit stiffer than I would love, you can do that with a bone folder and soften it just a little bit. So there are the 5 new in colors, the Misty Moonlight. Hang on, I'll grab that one. The Misty Moonlight and White. I really have no idea why they call this a starter pack. I don't know. Does anybody know? If it were like maybe black and white, or if it were like beige and white, I don't know, maybe I would say, or vanilla and white, I would say, yeah, okay, that's kind of a starter pack. But Misty Moonlight, even though I absolutely love Misty Moonlight, it's one of my favorite colors. I don't know, for whatever reason, I don't consider that a starter. Whatever. I don't know, just rambling, so sorry. Anyway, lovely ribbon. It's super pliable, and I do love this. This is definitely going to be a staple in my craft room. Oh, this is also, don't know where I put it. Sorry, that one is not right here, but I do have this, and it's lovely with the 2-tone shaded spruce and soft seafoam. Oh, the basic beige ribbon. And I don't know why I'm like discombobulated today. I had things here, and then I moved them, and that's what I get for moving things. I have to tell you, this basic beige ribbon, if you love super soft, super pliable, super easy to tie ribbon, this is your ribbon. It's a lovely neutral shade, and you can color it with the Stampin' Blends, thanks to my friend Jenny Fetz, who pointed that out. She tried it out with Granny Apple Green, and you wouldn't believe how beautiful. In fact, look, let's just do it. Let's grab Granny Apple. Now, I don't know if she used light or dark, but we'll start with light, and we'll see how it looks. Yeah. Can I just say, so fantabulous. Look at that. You have bright green ribbon, and that undertone of the beige does not even show through. Look at that. How beautiful. Fabulous. So I got a couple extra rolls of the basic beige. And then we just have our twine that is returning. I do want to point out that the 10 different natural. I always get confused. Neutral or natural? Natural tone blends are shown here. So there are 10 shades. That was released several years ago as like skin tones. But of course, you can use them for things like teddy bears, tree trunks, rabbits, bunnies, like whatever you would want in a brown or a neutral sort of a tone. It's also great for that. Blending brushes, blender pen, daubers, brayer, and the color lifter. So those types of tools are there. And then if you're looking for specialty ink pads, you'll find them all here. So I labeled that as ink. And what was this? Why did I do this? Oh, embossing. I was like, what was this? It's the embossing supplies. So embossing powder and your Versamark pad that you would need. Oh, I just saw that. Wink of Stella is like hiding up there. I don't know. I think that's the thing that they hide each year now. Wink of Stella. Isn't that funny? And your watercolor pencils. And then the last thing here, and then we'll wrap this up. You have all the color families, the color wheel, if you want to get one of those. And remember, the color wheel now, moving forward, when they are selling this, does not include in colors. So if you want to go back to, where did I have my here? 77. If you want to know the rainbow order, including the in colors, you look here, page 77. This does not have the in colors, and that is simply so that they don't have to redo it every year. This will move forward with all of the basic colors. But you have your in color packs here so that you can get your cardstock, stamp pads, ink refills, Stampin' Blends, or two-tone cardstock. Item codes are all here. The assortment packs are down here. And just your basic colors here, the beige, vanilla, white, black, bronze, and ivory, and crumb cake. Okay, so those are here. Something to note, the marker packs. We looked at that earlier in the online exclusive. Any of the marker packs in this catalog, well, they're not in this catalog. Any of the colors that have markers, they're all the online exclusive tab in the online store. So you won't find the markers in this catalog. That was one of the main questions I kept getting from everybody when they got their catalog. Subtles, brights, regals, neutrals. Again, you can buy individual items, you can buy assortments, and you will save if you buy the assortment pack as opposed to individual items. And then one of the most helpful pages, at least to me, the index, so that I can look things up and see where they are in the catalog. And it's helpful. You know, you can look in the dies or the paper or the stamps or the tools, and you can pretty much find the things that you are looking for through the index. And this is just my index, all these tabs. Okay, I know that was a lot, everybody. I thought this was going to be like a super fast video. I thought we'd be done in like 20 minutes. Somehow I just seem to find so many things to tell you. But I am going to hang out for a minute and look and see if you had any questions. And if not, then I will let you go and hope that you have a fabulous weekend coming up. Yes, Debbie, we can never have enough embellishments and ribbon. Never, I agree. Oh, I'm glad you like the bone folder tip. Yes. Let's see. A starter pack because it's only 2 yards of... It is? 2 yards of each color? Okay, wait, I missed that. Now I need to go back and look. Holy cow. I did not even notice that. Well, I guess so. 2 yards. Well, thank you for pointing that out, because I would have probably wondered why in the world did I run out of that so quickly. That's so funny. The uninked spots. You know what? I'm not sure if they are in here. I think they're an online item. Let me see in the index if they are under ink or tools. Oh, they are. Page 130. Oh, no, that's the uninked white pad. Nope, nope, that's not the spots. Classic spot. I think the spots are only online. Let me just check. I am pretty sure that's an online item. And you can always check my customer newsletter or my blog post from earlier this month for that information as well. You are welcome, Lynn. My blog, pattystamps.com. Thank you for asking. There you go. The basic beige ribbon. Let me pull that back out. So this says, does it say, I'm just looking for you. It just says classic ribbon. So can you see that? Like, I'm going to say that it has a bordered edge, but it's nothing that really stands out. So I'm not really sure how you would want to classify that. You can look in the online store and read the description and see exactly what they say about it. But yes, it has a border, but it's not like really pronounced. Does that help? I'm sorry. That might not have really helped, but I hope. Oh, good. Thank you, Elaine. I'm glad it helped. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you're asking again about the incentive trip. No, so I grew up about 30 minutes from Disneyland, and I have been to Disneyland multiple billions of times. So the Disney World trip was not something that I felt like I just had to go do, and it wasn't a good time for us. And so we decided to use the cash out option, and I've been here working on the projects for my upcoming crafting cruise. So I'm here. Yeah, I just didn't go. It's nice to have that option. You're welcome, everyone. I am so glad that you found it helpful. I don't think I missed any other questions. Oh, thank you. Susan was asking sneak peek about the cruise. So I think it was the jar, right? Because I shared this one on my blog a couple days ago. This is not for the cruise, but I shared this jar card on my blog a couple days ago. And hang on, I have to go over here where my cruise projects are. Oh, that's not the right one. Hang on. Okay, so I said I would maybe show you a sneaky peeky, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you a sneaky peeky of a project that we are going to be doing on the stamping cruise. And it is a shaker card, and it uses the new shaker elements and the jar punched as a shaker card, and it is a gift card holder. So adorably cute. And I just think that turned out adorable. This paper is from Turtley Cute. Isn't that fun? Okay, that's all you get to see. Thanks for the reminder, though. Okay, so the crafting cruise sold out last fall, Carol, and sorry, it's totally full. It is my last co-hosted cruise, so I am not going to do any more crafting cruises as a host. So I don't have anything else coming up to share with you for cruises. So I'm sorry about that, but I've done them for many years, and this is the last one I am co-hosting. Clear envelopes are an online item. Yes, Lynn, I wish you were coming. Oh, I am so glad you learned so much, Noreen. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And I hope you cannot hear that noise outside. They are taking down two absolutely huge, they're like 5 stories tall pine trees just right up the street. And so I've been out watching them this morning, and I'm going to go back out there and see how much they've taken down. But I can hear that noise, and I'm sorry if you are hearing it in the background, but it's like crazy loud out there. So thank you again, everybody. I hope that this was helpful. If you don't have a demonstrator and you need a catalog, you can go to pattystamps.com and use the catalog request button. And if you have a catalog and you were trying to make sense of it, maybe some of this will help you. You don't have to label as much as I did, but hopefully that you found it a little bit helpful as far as walking through it and finding the products and how they coordinate with the online exclusive products as well. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and I will chat with you all. Hang on, I'm looking at the calendar. I may not be doing a live next week. I will let you know. I have a bit of a conflict, so I'm probably not doing a live next week, but I'll let you know. All right, everybody, thank you again. Sorry, I'm just, working my schedule out in my brain. Have a good weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.